as we continue to remember and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, we invited some students from Brim Medical Arts High School in Camden, New Jersey.
That's right. They're going to read portions of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech from 1963 on the Washington Mall. And we're going to start it off with Juan. Juan.
Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends. And so, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope, and this is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discourse of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
And this will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside let freedom ring. And if America is to be great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California.
But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountains of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountains of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, we will let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state, every city. We will be able to speed up the day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Beautiful. Nice. Wonderful. Now, can all of you come back out and stand there so we can see you all at once? Because that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody say your names. Juan, I know you. Huh?
And what grade are they in?
Mark Hill.
And what grade?
I'm in 12th.
12?
10.
11.
I got you. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That
Beautifully done.
And their teachers are here and so very proud.
Hi, teachers.
Hi. And I hear they were looking at it over the weekend and studying it, getting it together.
Those words. Oh,
very powerful. Those words you shouldn't forget.
Free at last.
They're the teachers.
Free at last. Thank God Almighty. Free at last. All right, we're going to take a break. Come right back.
Residentes de Camden hoy tuvieron una visita educativa. Líderes del distrito escolar se lanzaron a las calles con un mensaje informativo para las familias con menores de edad. Cristian Cázares nos tiene los detalles y nos acompaña en vivo desde las instalaciones del distrito escolar en Camden, Nueva Jersey. Buenas tardes, Cristian. ¿De qué se trata?
Ramón, te cuento que el mensaje fue muy claro y sencillo. La ventana para la inscripción escolar ya comenzó y te cuento que aquí este es uno de los sitios donde los padres pueden venir para hacerlo. Hoy el superintendente Payman Raniford, acompañado de varios educadores, salieron a caminar a las calles de Camden. Con folletos en mano, cada uno tenía la meta de hablar directamente con los padres para informarlos de la fecha límite de la inscripción, que es el próximo 31 de marzo. El sistema Camden Enrollment incluye todas las escuelas y más de 3.600 estudiantes lograron obtener un espacio el año pasado con tan solo presionar un botón en su computadora.
Esto fue creado por padres y nosotros pues queremos incentivar a las personas que lo utilicen para aprender más sobre nuestras escuelas, porque lo que tienen aquí es sobre la seguridad, sobre los programas académicos que tienen, el suceso que han tenido los maestros.
Bueno, este centro acaba de cerrar al público hace unos minutos, pero recuerde que usted puede inscribir a su hijo o a su hija en la escuela desde su casa. Solamente tiene que visitar telemundo62.com para más detalle.
These kids have found guidance and the necessary support within the school system to get them back on track.
An all too often overlooked achievement. Camden educators are celebrating their most improved students.
A lot of times in the educational setting, we highlight, honor roll and perfect attendance, but, we don't really talk about students who started at a low point and start making improvements. So this event today is wonderful for those kind of kids.
The first ever Back on Track student luncheon honored nearly 24 students from Woodrow Wilson High School and Camden High School who've worked to overcome attendance, academic, or behavior issues.
Obviously, a lot of students have to work. Many students have to, take their younger siblings to and from school. Some of our students have children of their own. And when a large percentage of our student body is living below the poverty level, that poses a lot of difficulties. Some kids don't eat all the time. Some kids don't have the uniforms to come to school, so they're embarrassed.
17-year-old Kiara Welch is one of the honorees.
It all started with my attendance because with just working and at a young age and then getting up, going straight to school, and especially on a cold day, it's kind of hard. But with Mr. Swindell on my back about it and all of that, it was really supporting, and it made me get up hey, I need to get up, and it's a lot out there for me.
The school's dropout prevention officers and deans of climate and culture chose the honorees to attend a luncheon sponsored by the Rotary Club on the 100th day of school.
I got to see so many people from my community made it. They made it. I know I could make it, so just trying to follow in their footsteps and be the next big thing out here to my city and do what I could do, push forward in life, succeed.
Keynote speaker and Woodrow Wilson High School alum Rashawn Prelo talked about overcoming his academic struggles and run-ins with the law, getting back on track, and landing a job at the Obama White House.
Oftentimes, people feel neglected, or people can feel like their hard work or their turnaround isn't being recognized. And I think it's important to catch people at the early stages of their turnaround so that way we can build confidence and let them know that there's support as they continue to travel the right path.
The nearly 24 students honored here today were given a certificate, a Rutgers swag bag, and a message educators hope will stay with them for years to come. Don't let past failure define you, and progress doesn't stop here. In Camden, I'm Erin Delmore, NJTV News.
And new at 6 tonight, the story of a Camden teacher who's thinking big on behalf of her students. She is a French teacher, so where better to give her students the best educational experience possible? That would be France. Action News reporter Walter Perez has the story.
La maman. Paula Sayard is not just a French teacher, she is passionate about the French people and their culture. That's why she has never limited her lessons to the confines of a classroom.
I have taken French students in other districts for many years to Paris, but this is the first time that I'm fundraising and the first time I'm doing it in Camden.
As Paula mentioned, she teaches in Camden, Woodrow Wilson High School to be precise, and her plan is to take her class of 20 juniors and seniors to Paris for spring break. A plan that sounds more like a dream than a journey for these teenagers, most of whom have seen very little of the world outside of Camden.
I've never really been far other than just New York and Pennsylvania.
I've been to Florida, but that's when I was little. I don't remember anything, but I would love to go to Europe.
But there are two things standing in the way of this trip becoming a reality, namely time and money. They don't have enough money, and they're running out of time. The price tag for this class trip is $40,000. A GoFundMe page has been set up, but with a bit less than $7,000 raised and less than 2 months to go until spring break, it's beginning to look like this trip might not happen. Some of these students say for them that means it may never happen.
I'm a senior in high school. This is my last year, and I feel as though I'm not going to have another opportunity to go to France.
Mrs. Sayard stresses this was never designed to simply be a vacation. It's an opportunity to give these young people a different perspective on the world, a chance to see that there's more to life than what surrounds them. She says she's been told that her plan was too ambitious, but Sayard says that's okay.
I can only be ambitious. A lot of the kids going are seniors. If I don't go this year, then they will not get to come, and I just want to make this happen.
If you would like to help, a link to their GoFundMe page can be found on 6abc.com. Reporting from Camden, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News.